Yeah, it's really fucking cool. I'm actually like, now there's more information on the Switch. I'm actually more excited to talk about it. Like, as long as it's not at nauseum for fucking months, I don't mind, you know? Like, I'm really happy of what I saw with the Switch. Converted, how are you doing? Into the igloo.
Let's go.
Hey Sin, how you doing? I'm tired. Still not feeling great from yesterday. Ah, and I walked straight into that fucking enemy like a prick. No, but I'm actually glad that I was quite rough yesterday because I wasn't able to sleep. So I stayed up and watched the Nintendo Switch reveal. So I'm actually more excited about it now because of the fact that there's actually some real information about it. Um, I'm not bothered about the spec and God knows what else. I like the look of the games. Like the new Super Mario looks cool. It looks interesting what they're gonna do. I like the funny enough. I even like the Switch look of Switch One too. Yeah, if it the new Mario game looks good. In fact, hold on. I literally got a bunch of notes yesterday of what I actually really like. Well, that's what I mean. Like, straight out of the gate. Straight out of the fucking gate with Zelda. Whoever made that decision was a genius. Seriously. Yeah, I saw the tree house myself today, and it looks like you know what I've loved about the whole entire Switch thing from like the reveal to today. Hardly any fucking trailers. Like hardly any fucking trailers. No fucking CGI enhanced fucking trailers. It's been the machine. They have been showing us the machine going from. I mean, apart from the Mario trailer, which is obvious, which is going to happen, but 99% of it has been the machine. That's what I've loved. It's been the machine. They've been showing off the machine and what it can do. And I'm really happy about that. And one thing that made me interested was the fact that Sega was there last night, and I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that Shenmue, the HD edition, if those domain names and everything is correct, might be on the Switch. If that happens, I will shit a brick. Portable Shenmue on a shitter? Oh yeah. Alright, well this is sort of the stuff that I wrote down yesterday, which was funny because when the reveal show was going on, I saw the graphics that they were displaying in the background, and I was just like, that looks like the fucking Virtual Boy. It was so fucking funny. Um, March the 3rd, 2017, obviously that's the release date. Um, I'm hoping that the game chat is going to be good. The only thing, alright, I didn't really like about the online potential of it was the fact that it's going to be a pay for service. Not when it first releases, but it's going to be a pay for service. Now, I'm guessing that they're doing this deliberately. So, I'm guessing that they're going to do this deliberately because they want to test the waters and see what the feedback and how they can improve the online service because Nintendo has never been a real strong competitor for online stuff. You know, I think Splatoon was their first real attempt of it, and I think they're just testing the waters, which is okay because they're not charging you at the start. It's going to be around autumn, so we're going to have about 6-ish months of free online, at least for that. At least I think that's all right. And I don't like the sound of the fact that you only have access to a game a month, at least for now. That could be a mistranslation. I hope that's a mistranslation. So, fingers crossed, they will get that sorted out. Um, yeah. You get free NES and SNES games. I'm guessing that they'll probably advance that to maybe a GameCube game, maybe more. That I think that's why for the first like 6 months, it's more or less going to be. I think it's more or less going to be like testing the waters. Hey Carla, how are you doing? Oh, okay, that's totally fine, Carla. We're just discussing the Nintendo Switch at the moment, and what I personally like, because I wrote down a bunch of shit yesterday because I was trying my best to keep up with it, and the translators were going so slow and then really really fast. I was really trying. Well, I think that's why, Jiv. Like, I think personally that they're testing out the waters, they're seeing what the feedback's going to be, and I hope that it's going to be good. I don't mind paying for an online service if it's good. If it runs smooth and reliable, and if Nintendo takes the same sort of QA testing to their online, it will be good. One thing I really loved, and this literally I nearly fucking lost it at, was no region locking for the Nintendo Switch, which is great because you know me, I love my batty Japanese games and games from all over the world. So if there's English text to some games, I will be getting them if they're not released, if they're, crazy ones that are really cool. Fibromyalgia today, Carla, is a little bit calmer. It was going crazy yesterday, but for like it kind of paid off a little bit because I got to see the Switch reveal and everything and get lots of information. So at least that was cool. It's calmed down a little bit today. Um, but yeah, that's the one of the reasons why I'm on so late as well. Another thing that I liked is that obviously, as we knew with the Joy Cons, they're two pads. You got two pads from release, um, and the fact that there are shoulder buttons inside the slots of the Joy-Con pads, as well as player lights. Now, one thing that always confused me is, I mean, obviously left Joy-Con and right Joy-Con look a bit different, but you know I was always wondering, like, what are they going to do with that? I like the fact that they're both independently powered. I like the fact that they have really, and I mean really, thought about the grip. Because what I was worried about is holding the Joy-Con, you're flipping it around, and whoosh, it goes out your hands. Well, they have not just built a little string grip. They have made a whole entire grip on it, and it looks fucking fantastic. They've really thought about that. What was it? The HD rumble sounds interesting if it's used right. I don't know how they're going to implement that, but it would be cool if, say, you're in a sword battle or something, and you go to block a sword, and it's a little bit higher on the sword or something, and you can actually feel that it's higher by where your thumbs are on the pad. I don't know how they're going to do that. It sounds interesting. I like the fact with with the Joy Cons what they're doing with it. That could mean like to me that with the accessories that are already coming out from like Hyperkin and Nintendo themselves, it looks like we might get some arcade shooters, which means that you have your you remember like with the Nintendo Wii you had the gun adapters and everything. I'm hoping that they're going to do a similar sort of thing with the Joy Cons. And that means more potential with that sort of thing, which I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that they live up to. And if they're gonna let indie games come in, which I'm pretty sure they're gonna, if they allow indie games, then we might get some variation on that sort of thing. Apparently, the Nintendo Switch is extremely easy to program for. So, and not only that, if they're using the ARM, means that it's going to be even more easier, which is good. The battery life, personally, I don't give a shit about because I think as Pokemon Go showed, people are willing to get battery packs. I mean, this ain't the fucking 90s where you had a massive fucking tube and you had like 6 or 8 AA's going down. Like, most battery packs are no bigger than my e-cig, and this e-cig is about 2,500 cells, and you can just connect it via USB. I don't mind that. Everyone's going to be getting a power bank anyway, or they can just use the power banks that they got with Pokemon Go. So that's not such a bad thing. The USB Type-C charger, which is good. It means that it's going to be super fast charging. Thank fuck, you know. The one thing I was very, very happy to hear about was the fact that you can connect 8 Nintendo Switches via Wi-Fi ad hoc, and that I was so happy because I thought that basically they were gonna do some stupid gimmick with like their another fancy Bluetooth shit that they did to innovate just to be innovative. No, it's just gonna be Wi-Fi ad hoc. Brilliant. That's how it fucking should be. That's how it really fucking should be, because Wi-Fi ad hoc is brilliant. You know, but like and then what's that on? Yeah, yeah, like Jiv, exactly. Like I was thinking, like I know this is gonna sound a bit strange, but like if you have a game, like I remember, Ocarina of Time, brilliant thing, Ocarina of Time, where if you had a Rumble pack and you had the Rumble Stone, on Ocarina of Time, where you would walk around and you would feel for a secret. I'm hoping that they bring something sort of like that back, you know. Um, yes, converted. I told you, like, honestly, the VGA cable and VGA upscale converted gives the Dreamcast so much more. Like, you see so much more through VGA on a Dreamcast. The NFC reader, which I was very, very happy about. So, yeah, yeah, like you remember, like Skyrim when you lockpick, yeah, you have to feel for the sweet spot, and if that HD rumble works, then that might be very like another way, if if the developer wants the program for it, you know. The NFC reader, which is very, very cool because that means that amiibo cards and amiibos are still going to work. I don't mind amiibos, it's just the availability of them. They're bringing out cards anyway of amiibos, like more and more, which is okay because it's just like you. Instead of buying DLC and you've got fuck all to show for it, you've got little amiibos and you can use them. You get power ups every day. Another one which is really good for that is Pokken Tournament, like with the little Mewtwo amiibo card. You can do the same fucking thing. It's really, really cool. I like that. One thing which I really liked as well is that they seem to be getting into the game capturing as well, which is really cool because that little square button is to take pictures, and eventually it will take video, which is great because that means that they're kind of letting up a little bit of how to broadcast your game and everything, which is cool. I'm hoping that they might be a bit more lax when it comes to like the YouTube side of things with the Switch. So fingers crossed, like that's going to be a really cool little thing. I hope it's a bit more easier to take a screenshot and video than it is with the Wii U, because the Wii U is a fuck around. It's such a fuck around just to get a screenshot and then post it. Like with the Wii U, you got to press the home button, take the screenshot, sign into some other fucking Wii service through your browser, which takes ages to load. Um, and it's such a pain in the fucking ass just to share a screenshot. It really is. And trying to download a fucking screenshot from the Wii U is near impossible. It's so fucking hard. Yes, I wish they would have spoken a bit more about the OS stuff, but we've also got to remember there is PAX coming up, so we're going to definitely hear more about that, because this reveal show was very, very Japanese, and the Treehouse was sort of coming over, bridging the gap, but We got PAX coming up. There's a couple of months. There's lots of buzz about it. So fingers crossed they're going to be showing a bit more. Yeah, region 3 console. The gyros and everything I've already spoken about, which is cool. Um, the hand sensor, the hand sensor on the right Joy-Con, I think it is. That's interesting. That's really interesting because if they did something like a Psycho Mantis sort of boss on the Switch, that could be a weird one. That could be a weird one. That's the one that intrigued me because I was like, if it can tell like where your hands and fingers are, that could be implemented some way, but I don't know how. We're gonna have to see about that. Um, Splatoon 2, I was very happy to see that. Splatoon 2, and I like the fact that you could use the Pro Controller, the Joy-Con, and you could use it as a handheld, which is really fucking cool. Yeah, I know you did, Jiv. You saw that one coming a mile off with that one, Jiv. But I'm happy with what they're doing with Splatoon 2 because what I was worried about at the Switch reveal was that they were just going to show a bunch of Wii U ports, a bunch of hand-me-downs, and you know easy cheap shit that they could have done. Um, and I'll get to that, Sin. I will get to that because I have got like a list of games and everything here that I like the look of. Um, I like the fact with Splatoon 2 they're trying to make it as versatile as possible. At least I hope. Yeah, yeah, I remember you saying, Jiv, that it would work like an air mouse, and I'm hoping that there's going to be some sort of peripheral add-on where you put it on top of your TV like they did the Nintendo Wii or something like that. Yeah, 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 yeah. I know. I'll get to it soon. I'll get to it. I like the fact that we saw Unreal Engine 4 working on the Switch. That was really cool because it showed off and it looks really fucking nice. It looks so fucking nice. I like the fact that Suda51 was there. As soon as I saw Suda51, I am not joking. I was just like Suda51, like really fucking loud, really fucking loud. I didn't mean to. I made Bunny jump with that. I was just like Suda51 is there. Great, we're gonna get some crazy fucking games from Suda51 on the Nintendo Switch. Fucking fantastic. Um, Now to some developers. I didn't like the fact that EA was there because the EA guy looked dead-eyed. I hated the fact that EA was there. That to me, like his face was like, we called our son's middle name was Luigi. Like, fuck off. Just fuck off, EA. We don't want you here. Go away. You know. And Sonic was there, and it looks like there's a Sonic Mania as well as a Sonic 3D game. And I'm more looking forward to Sonic Mania than Sonic 3D, you know. Yes, I do, Jiv. I do. Um, right, what else? Yeah, yeah. Oh, one thing which was funny was when there was that Japanese guy that's like, "Oh, you can see the Switch in London." Though that made me laugh. The When they were talking about Breath of the Wild and there was Reggie there with Miyamoto and the other guy, and they looked exactly the same, like twins. Basil. Yes, yes. I was just about to talk about that, Jiv. Sega being there. That means that there could be possible Shenmue HD, there could be possible Yakuza, there could be a possibility of a lot of Sega games coming out on the Switch, which makes me very excited. Fingers fucking crossed for Shenmue 1 and 2 HD, possibly 3 on the Switch, because that would be amazing. The fact that UE4 works on the Switch and um, the fact that Shenmue 3 is being made in UE4. I'm very, very happy about that. I think I saw an N64 game being in one of the trailers, but it's quite obvious that the Virtual Console is going to be there. Um, so some of the games that I did see there, which was Minecraft, there was Steep, there was the Mario Kart, the new Zelda, um, the color choices at launch of already. There's going to be a color choice of the Joy Cons, which I'm very happy about, which means we might get more in the future. And the thing is, as well, it was the voices in Zelda. There's voice acting in Zelda, which means I'm hoping that that Link himself is still a bit moot, but everyone else, that's all right. Yeah, the Fire Emblem Warriors was there, but the another thing which was cool was the 60 FPS. Now I'm very interested because a lot of those games were running in 60 FPS. So I'm like, cool. It means that they might have some really good stable hardware in there. That's cool. Like I said, stable 60 or stable 30. I don't mind which is in the game. It's all cool to me. So, another interesting thing was ARMS. Now, I know that a lot of people are probably going, oh, casual, blah, blah, blah. But ARMS actually looks really fucking cool to me. Like, I was just like, that's an interesting thing. I probably couldn't do it for too long with my conditions or anything. But it would be interesting to see what that game is like, ARMS. I was like, so you can like swing your punch around and everything. And the trailer did start off like a bad hentai. It really did. It started off like a really bad hentai, but yeah, it looks interesting, ARMS. Skyrim obviously was there, but if Bethesda is on board, then that might be really fucking cool. If Bethesda is on board with the Switch, that's really some cool shit right there. So I'm happy about that. The new Mario game though, I like the fact that with Mario, that he actually had hair. He actually had hair. Every other Mario game, he has had just like the slapped on texture hair, but on this one, he actually had hair. Like, he actually had hair, which was funny as fuck. There was rolling in it. But the only thing is with, like, one thing that's worried me about um, the new Super Mario game, Super Mario Odyssey, is the cap. And I'm hoping the cap is not another fucking Navi or Fi. I'm really hoping that the eye cap isn't a nagging little shit like Navi or Fi. I'm really hoping that they don't do that, you know? I know. And it's not only that, it's new worlds. I'm looking forward to seeing how what they do with Mario in better worlds. I'm really hoping we get to see more Mario. Like I've always said, I don't mind a sequel or a jump off point game if it uses some of the key stuff in new ways and then they add and innovate on that. That's totally fine with me. Um, what else was he talking about? Hold on. I swear Sin asked me a question. Give me just a minute. Oh, that was a 1-2 switch you asked me about, Sin. Um, I do like the look of that. I wouldn't be able to do the copy and pose game, but the draw shooting game, that looks fun. That looks so much fun. I'm looking forward to that. Um, but that does look like fun. That game. the draw game. I always thought that there would be a game like that on the Wii, let alone the Switch. You know, I mean, they had like Mad Dog McCree and everything on there, but I thought it would have been on the Wii, but it's not. The milking cows bit. Oh, that made me laugh. It was like hand job simulator. I just thought that was so funny. Like, in that treehouse, those people were thinking this is a fapping simulator, but they could not say it. Honestly, that full well that that's what they were fucking thinking. You know. Yes, it does look good for drunken parties and the technology. See, this is what intrigues me about the Switch more than most of the consoles about at the moment. Is it looks like it's got a lot of potential to be like really cool, but not invasive. I think that's what has been a problem with a lot of like motion technology and so on and so forth. Is it's so invasive and expensive and can break a game. And it looks like with a Nintendo Switch that no matter what, there's always going to be a control system, whether it's just stuck in the hands or on the Joy-Con controller. It looks like there's going to be a control set up for everyone. So I'm hoping. Oh, and the capacitive touchscreen, which was interesting. The capacitive screen on the actual Switch itself, which is cool, for like browsing and stuff like that. So I'm glad that they've done that. Really fucking cool shit, you know. So there is quite a lot to look forward to. There is quite a lot to look forward to with the Switch. And what I love is with the Switch. Oh, it's alright, Sin. It's okay. One thing I do like as well is that there is a strong lineup with the Switch on release. Zelda at release. Seriously, a new Zelda at release, and then just a couple of months down the road, there's a new Mario. There's gonna be Splatoon. There's gonna be a bunch of fucking games. There's gonna be Skyrim on there. There's gonna be so much stuff to look forward to with the Switch, and that's good because they need to do it. Yeah, Jiv, and that's what I mean. Like, I could just imagine, and I know this sounds like a weird thing, but imagine in an indie developer, all right? You have one player with the Joy Cons and another player with just the screen. They're just holding the screen, and the point of the game is to navigate the person who is actually, only got the Joy Cons. It would like there's loads of things that I'm liking about the Switch now. I'm not saying it's the second coming of Jesus Christ with gaming, and no, I am not going to talk about it every day ad nauseum and everything because, yeah, the clamshell idea does sound very plausible, Jiv. I'm not going to go on about it for fucking months. I am going to get one. I've already started saving for it, so it will be coming to my channel. Um, and to be honest, like I am looking forward to it because it's a strong lineup at launch. Um, it's looking like the rest of cause like usually with a console, it'll have a well sort of medium to strong lineup, and for like a year you hardly get anything. Like for a year with a lot of consoles, you don't get anything. Usually with like a release of a console, it's like a year and a half down the line where you start getting like more decent games and stuff like that. But right out from the gate and the first year, it looks like Nintendo have got a seriously strong lineup. But one thing that does look, oh shit. One thing that I'm looking forward to this year is seeing the reaction. Because to me now, it's like a David versus Goliath situation with gaming. You're gonna have the Nintendo Switch being David and Project Scorpio being Goliath, because you're gonna have like this handheld hybrid console. Um, like you're gonna have like a handheld hybrid console, which is gonna have a lot of functionality advantages, and then you're gonna have the Scorpio, which is gonna be like this powerhouse behemoth, you know, and it's gonna be very interesting to see how gamers react. It's gonna be interesting to see how the industry reacts to this, because if the Switch is a success, I am telling you right now, the next fucking load of consoles are gonna have some sort of hybrid shit.